Hi everyone, and welcome to our group discussion. Today, we will share our thoughts and opinions on different topics that we have learned in class. The discussion will consist of three main questions. Number one, Snow White trusts the Queen in disguise. When do you trust somebody? And how can you tell if someone is unsafe? Number two, Cinderella forgives her stepsisters at the end of the story. Do you think they deserved forgiveness? Would you forgive them, and why? And finally, Max escapes into his imagination. Is imagination a healthy way to deal with problems? Why or why not? Each member of the group will have a chance to speak, agree or disagree, and explain their reasons. Our goal is to explore different viewpoints, listen respectfully, and learn from one another's idea. Let's begin.
In Snow White, she trusts the queen, even though she's a stranger in disguise. I think this shows that you shouldn't trust people too quickly, especially if you don't know them at all.
I agree with Onsin, especially if someone just suddenly appears and gives you something like the apple. You should be very careful. Not everyone has good intentions.
I understand that. I think you can trust people sometimes. Not all strangers are dangerous. If we never trust anyone else, we wouldn't make friends or get help when we need it.
Yes, I agree with Fan. If depends on the situation, for example, trusting a teacher, police officer, or someone in a public place can you be okay, especially if other people are around.
She wasn't only tricked once, not twice, but 3 times by the same person.
Yes, Snow White is too innocent. She trusts people too easily. If it wasn't for the 7 drops, she would be dead already.
With an adjustment, instead of avoiding all stranger, we should have to learn to be avoid unsafe. Size could be if someone asks you to keep secrets, make you uncomfortable, or try to get you alone.
I see your point. Snow White ignored all warning signs. The old woman insisted she eat apple and didn't respect her hesitation.
Exactly. If something feels wrong, you should listen to your instincts. Trust isn't about being kind, it's also about staying safe. We can't read everybody's mind or what they're thinking.
So maybe the lesson isn't about never trust stranger, but trust wisely. Choose who you trust wisely so you don't get hurt.
Right, check the situation, the person's behavior, and whether you feel safe. Always be alert for state size.
I agree. In my opinion, being kind is good, but being careful is smarter. I would have to get know them before I can trust them.
In Cinderella by Charles Perrault, Cinderella forgives her stepsisters at the end. Honestly, I think they didn't deserve forgiveness. They have been cruel to her for many years.
I agree with Tei. They treated Cinderella like a servant and laughed at her. Just because she became a princess doesn't erase what they did. Forgiveness should be earned.
I see it differently. I think they do deserve forgiveness. People can change, especially after realizing their mistakes.
I agree with Umsins. At the end of the story, the stepsister apologized. If they were truly sorry, then they deserved a second chance.
Are you sure? They only apologized after Cinderella became a princess. That doesn't feel sincere to me. It feels like they were sorry because she's now a princess, not because they regret their actions.
I understand your point, but if someone truly admits their wrongdoing and wants to change, shouldn't they be given a chance to become better people?
I also agree. Cinderella forgiving them show kindness and strength. The story teaches us about mercy and compassion.
Personally, I wouldn't forgive them, at least not right away. Forgiveness is difficult when someone hurt you for such a long time.
Same here. I would forgive them eventually, but I wouldn't trust them again easily, because some damages can't disappear with just an apology, especially after all of the horrible things they have done.
As for me, I will forgive them. Holding onto anger can make you unhappy. Forgiving means moving and with your life with peace.
I would forgive them too, especially if they show kindness afterward. Because if we never forgive, we don't give others the opportunity to become better.
I totally agree. I will forgive them too. Forgiving does not mean forgetting everything. It just means you want to move on and be happy.
In the story, Max imagines a whole world where he becomes king of the wild things. I think imagination is a healthy way to deal with problems because it can be a safe space to help you calm down and reflect.
I agree. When you imagine something pleasant or powerful, it can reduce anger, sadness, or stress. It's like pressing a pause button on your emotion so you don't react in a harmful way.
I understand that, but I don't think it always helps. If you escape into imagination too much, you might avoid dealing with the real problem. The situation will still be there when you come back.
Yes, and sometimes problems need action, not escape. For example, if you give someone imagining a different world, won't fix the relationship.
Also, relying too much on imagination could make someone feel lonely or disconnected. Instead of talking of friends or family, they stay inside their own thought.
That's true, but imagination can also help people reflect. Max eventually realizes that he wants to return home. His imaginational journey helps him understand what really matters in real life.
And imagination can be expressed in healthy ways, like drawing, storytelling, or playing. These activities help people release emotions safely without hurting anyone.
But there still needs to be balance. If imagination becomes the only coping method, people might never learn real problem-solving skills.
Exactly. Facing problems builds resilience. If you always run away mentally, you might feel less confident handling real challenges.
So imagination isn't bad by itself. It becomes unhealthy only when it replaces real communication or action.
I agree with that. Imagination can be a temporary refuge, but not a permanent solution to problems in life.
Yes, the best approach is to use imagination to calm down first, then return to reality and deal with the problem.